Hi everyone, welcome back to Mini Armies, and this video is just a bit of a review and an update of what I've got in mind and what's happening. Quick update on Mighty Armies. The Wolfen army is nearly ready and we've had a couple of little play tests. Great game. Hopefully, once I get my recording equipment sorted for battle reports in the next week or so, we'll start doing some simple battle reports on Mighty Armies with the Wolfen against the Dwarves. Moving on from that, then obviously it will be about changing those armies, new armies, updating things, maybe creating different game boards. Last weekend, just gone on Saturday, I went to a show for the first time called Phalanx in St Helens in the northwest of the UK. Little review about that. Okay, run by St Helens Wargaming Club. It had over 40 traders. There was 15 plus demo games. There was some tournaments going on. I'll get to the traders. The traders were all miniatures manufacturers or ranging from very independent small businesses up to people like Warlord Games, Victrix, and Magister Militum were there as well, which for me was the big draw because I wanted to go and check out their miniatures against other things that are on the market in the UK, so that seemed a good place to go and do it. It was really cheap to get in. It was like £3 for adults and free from 16, so I took my son Charlie, and there was plenty of demo games to get involved with. I'll get onto those in a second, but I'll just talk about the traders. So as I said, the main draw for me was checking out Magister Militum's miniatures, because they're a company that's from sort of the south of England. I'm from the north of England. It was a good chance to go and see because they were in attendance at Phalanx. Okay, so I went and had a look. The service was amazing. I mean, they're dealing in huge amounts of metal miniatures in 4 or 5 different scales, ranging from sort of 6 mil, 3 mil, I think actually, up to 28 mil. I was specifically looking at Napoleonic because I'm thinking ahead for this channel and I want to do a historical skirmish game. The historical skirmish game that I'm going to do is Songs of Drums and Shakos. It's just been put on the 15mm.co.uk site to buy, so I'll be buying those. It's a skirmish level historical game, based Napoleonic game. I've had a brief little read around the rules of what's online, and it sounds a really good fun game to play and suitable for what I'm trying to do with this channel. So getting back to, I went and checked out those Napoleonic miniatures, and I've got lots of little bags of these from Magister Militum. I've got British and French Napoleonic, plenty enough models. In fact, I've got, I think, 10 bags each, with the cavalry come with 4 and the infantry get 8 models. Plenty, and that could be adapted to a larger scale game if required, if I add in stuff. Magister Militum, I like their models the best. From what I saw on Saturday, that's not every manufacturer. Certainly not every manufacturer out there, and only a handful maybe from that are doing sort of 15mm from the UK. But I set out my stall to go and have a look at theirs, and then have a look around the trade shop and see if there was anything, you know, which ones I preferred. There were some good companies there, really good companies. Lancashire Wargaming, they had a massive choice of metal historical miniatures. There were, I think they're called Lancashire Wargame miniatures. I'll find the link and I'll put it up. other Victrix were there. You know, there were other manufacturers and retailers there, but I was really drawn to the Magister Militum. I chose those. I'm going with their models for my historical. Okay, totally personal preference, but that's what I liked. I also treated myself to their dwarves riding bears. I'll put a picture of that up. I couldn't resist really, because I just really like the whole idea, and I'll fit them into my mighty armies at some other point. Okay, so that's the traders. In the demo games there was reenactment games, historical reenactment. There was World War One, there was World War Two, there was a Star Wars X-Wing, there was Kings of War. Plenty of games to get involved in, participation games. We had a go of a game that I actually ended up buying the rules for, called Pulp Alley. So thanks to Chris from Sally Forth for taking us through a game. It's a multiplayer skirmish sort of rule set, individual character, a little bit RPG-like. The rule set is generic in that you can create your own characters, a bit like D&D. You can sort of think, okay, I want this setting, I want Indiana Jones, or I want Star Wars, or I want zombie apocalypse, whatever sort of setting you want to think. You put this little band of adventurers together, and the rule set helps you to create and put stats to those, and so you work your way through those characters, give them names, you know, be as creative as you want. It's pulp styled, so everything's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, or, you know, I'll read the first bit. It says it captures the thrill-packed excitement of pulp action from classic cliffhangers on pulp magazines to more modern adaptations of the like Rocketeer, Indiana Jones, Sky Captain. You know, it's a multiplayer miniatures game. Each Pulp Alley scenario is jammed full of villains, unexpected perils, and plenty of two-fisted action. The rule set's really nice, the mechanic's really nice. It uses a deck of cards as well that create encounters. You can kind of team up with other people, or you can backstab them. It's really intense, gets really intense. We played a scenario that's set in a post-apocalyptic future using Sally Forth's whole shopping mall scenario with objectives. I'll put a picture, I've got a little bit of a picture there. Fantastic terrain, really immersive. We had a lot of fun playing it. It gets really tense, gets a bit competitive at the end. You know, it's a limited turn game, and whoever's got the most objectives. Really, really good. So this is probably something for the future, but I had to pick it up. I mean, I love it. It's a comic book. You can't like, it's a game in a comic book, and I'm a bit of a sucker for a comic book as well. Now, that will be something for the future probably, and it's quite a big project, and I've got to come up with this scenario and setting that we've got to do, but that's going to be, like I say, in the future once we're sort of building through this. So it was a really good chance at the show to look at things that I can add on to this channel and start doing. I actually got a massive list now. So that's where we're up to with that. I thoroughly recommend, if you get the opportunity, to go to one of these shows in the UK. If you're in the UK, I'm sure there are other conventions and things in the States or other parts of the world. It's a great opportunity to find small businesses, independent retailers, get your hands on with the miniatures so you can see them, because often you're just searching online, which is okay. I found that okay, but there's nothing like getting your hands on the miniatures and seeing them up close, and also getting the opportunity to play these different games and get inspired. Okay, so definitely a thumbs up for Phalanx. The next one I'm going to be going to is in August in Manchester. That's the reason I'm going to it, because I'm in Manchester. It literally is down the road from me where they're holding it. It's not a traditional show. It's BritCon, run by the British Historical Gamers Society, and it's a tournament. There's tournaments going on that weekend, but there is a trade show, and a lot of the traders that were at Phalanx will be at BritCon. So it's another chance to to get down and see these miniatures and pick up some good deals. Because that's the other thing. There are show-specific deals going on. So people are giving 10-15% off because they're selling at the show. So it's well worth the trip if you want to kind of stock up. I'll be at that one, having a mooch around and sort of observe, maybe get to observe some of the tournament play going on. Like I say, it's not a traditional show, but it is turning that way because the amount of traders coming on. There's not the participation games, I don't think, although there may be demo games from traders. So where are we up to now? I've almost finished painting the Wolfen, and we'll get doing battle reports as soon as I'm working on the camera setup and sound. I may need to purchase some equipment, which means I've got to wait until I can afford to do so. So that's where we're up to, and thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, give it a like. If you think somebody else will, share it out, and if you want to see more, subscribe. Bye for now.